hell, it's been 2 weeks, but here we are, Epis Sports Radio, episode 17, starting now.
Broadcasting from the capital of sports, it's the Matty B Show. Right here on Epis Sports Radio. Matty B. On Epis Sports Radio.
And it's swung on and into the air. To deep right center. That ball is high. That is far. It is gone.
On Epis Sports Radio.
Very deep is right. Hits one deep to left field. Headley back near the wall. It's in the air. And that's with the ball game. A 60-point game for Cody Brown. They're up by 3. It's over. Eric Decker holds it in. The Jets win in overtime.
That's right, that's right, that's right! You know what time it is, everybody? The show is about to begin. Oh, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Matty B, Epis Sports Radio. Got my co-host, W. Dubois. The boys are back, all right, for episode 17. I'm sorry we've been away for a little while. Well, we really haven't been away. Been doing the mental health show every week, but in the 2-week span that we haven't done an episode, last episode, episode 16. But what's going on? A lot to talk about in the sports world. All right, just a big shout out before we get going with all the topics and everything like that. Big shout out to all the followers on YouTube. We have officially hit 500 subscribers. I believe the last count is at 509. It is just amazing, all the momentum that we've had lately. I just can't thank each and every one of you. And let's keep it going. And of course, if you come in here on Twitch, you know, we appreciate you as well. And if you're watching in post, all I can say is keep showing up. So, what's going on, Dub? How you doing, my brother? I know it's been 2 weeks since we last did a sports show. I believe, right? Or has it even been longer? I think.
Longer than that.
Right? Because I did the last one myself,
yeah, we did
right?
it last Monday more together.
Right. But it's been, I think, episode 15.
Then sports show, yeah. We did 16. And I think 15 was together, and it was about over 2 weeks ago. Shame on us.
Yeah.
I mean, we can tell our excuses and put it together for them. They don't want to hear it, though.
Well, you know, we're doing our thing, and the shows, you know, the mental health show's been there. It's been great. I really just can't thank the people enough for the support on that. A lot of those videos are doing great on YouTube, and I've noticed a lot of you going back and looking at some of the old ones. And it's just really amazing to see, man. So, but here we are. It's sports. You know, we got NBA playoffs. The draft is, completed. The big story, obviously, Shedeur falling back in the draft. That was just a big surprise. I don't think anybody had him falling past the second round. You know, I mean, the fact that he'd even fall to the second round is virtually impossible, right? Like, at least we thought. You got baseball going on. Mets, best record in baseball. Who the hell seen that coming? Yankees, status quo, honestly. You know, a little up and down at times, but 18-12. They're 1.5 up in the East. It's a beautiful thing, you know, when they're not even playing their best baseball. So, you know, that's all well and good. A lot of good storylines around baseball right now, but the focus has been on the playoffs. Our Knicks, have a chance to close out these schmuckos in Detroit last night, and they fall short. It's reminding me of last year. All of a sudden, these hobbled Knicks finding a way to close out a series, and then they're ultimately just gonna go face Boston and get their asses spanked. I'm not happy about it. We're gonna talk about it, but a lot else going on, a lot of drama in the political aspect of things. Shannon Sharpe's in a whole hell of a lot of trouble since we last talked. That's insane. All right. So, a lot to talk about. I don't know where you want to start, but right now, what's going on in the NBA? We got Rockets, Warriors. First half's looking like it's about to come to an end. 61-40. The Rockets are up. Staying alive. Staying alive. So, Dub.
Handling business at home. Maddie.
What do you got,
What's
bro?
up, baby?
What do you got? Where do you want to go?
Right?
Yeah.
Man.
We could talk about Shedeur. I think that was,
Let's do that.
that was some of the old news that we haven't got a chance to talk about.
We're gonna start with the not the off the field stuff. We're gonna start with Shedeur and Shannon.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to the NBA playoffs.
I like that.
They're gonna. You like that?
Yeah.
I like that. Start with the messy stuff. More people like messy. We'll start with messy.
Indeed. So I don't even, off the top of your head, do you remember where exactly he got drafted at what round?
155.
Well, number 155 in round 5, and he goes to the only place quarterbacks go to die, Cleveland Browns, right?
Well, the New York Jets.
Yes, that's a good one.
But yeah.
Yes, the New York Jets as well. Indeed. That's a good one right there.
So I'm gonna set it off, Maddie.
Yes.
So we all talked about it before the draft. We talked about it during the college football season. Shedeur. The only celebrity in the NFL draft this year, right now. The guy's a celebrity, man. No one's like you said. I said we're gonna talk about the draft. You said, well, we're gonna talk about Shedeur.
Right.
Right. He's a celebrity. With that said, closely under the microscope. His name was everywhere at all times, no matter what he was doing. He wasn't even the top quarterback prospect in the draft. We thought he was the second best one.
Mm-hmm.
That turned out not to be the case. I'm going to say this because, listen to your intro, you weren't wrong when you said everyone thought this, and you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But why? Why did we think that?
Mm-hmm.
2 reasons.
Okay.
Number 1, the media. Number 2, the fans / media.
Okay.
And then you throw in the intangible that is Deion Primetime Sanders. Those are the reasons we thought he was going to be high, because we kept looking at it individually, analyzing Shedeur. We all had I talked to guys, talk to people who know people who don't, but no, we knew what Shedeur. We seen Shedeur's skill set. What do you think? I don't know. He got good feet. He's accurate. His arm's not big. Mm-hmm. He completes a lot of passes. It's college though. Boom, 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 boom. Same things we do with every quarterback. He got this. He got that. He don't have this. He don't have that. But he came in with an extra detail to his profile, was his name and who he was. And, I didn't know this before the draft, so I'm not going to act like some genius, because I thought he would go, like you said, no later than second. Mm-hmm. And even when he was driving, I just started thinking about the last 2 days when I started seeing him go to Pittsburgh around 20. I was like, dang, he might not even go in the first round, because I don't know Pittsburgh's definitely going to take this kid. But post-draft, after the weekend disaster, as far as Shedeur Sanders is concerned, you start to look at the reports come out, with like the Giant report with Dayball. And Dayball had asked Shedeur, he gave him some little homework to bring to the meeting or the interview per se. The interview he's going to have with the Giants, the pre-draft interview. Mm-hmm. And Shedeur didn't do the homework. All right, cool. But then after he was called out on not doing the homework, I guess coach didn't like how Shedeur replied, shit like that.
Right.
And, when you think about it, why would Dayball draft a guy like that with his job on the line? So, and you could do this with every guy. Like Shedeur's, honestly, in my opinion, Shedeur's bravado turned up every day, bro, leading into the draft.
No doubt.
We don't know what he was doing in the workouts. And, it was funny doing all that at college shit, but he never chilled out and locked in as far as public perception is concerned. And that shit is important. And not even public perception, but also the perception of these guys. These guys get paid millions of dollars to pick the right person, or they get fired.
Yeah.
I imagine Jackson Dart came in there and did his shit. And maybe his skill set is just right there with Shedeur. Maybe they're right there. And like, man, I'm taking a Dart kid. I don't got to deal with all this other shit. Shedeur, and I was saying this on our show and in other place, I was like, Shedeur will be fine because he's been groomed for this. You recall me saying that? He make me like a little bit of an asshole in the sense that maybe for now, in the sense that I thought he would be ready to do these pre-draft interviews with these people. I thought he would be able to say the same thing, where they're just like, this kid's just doing all this shit for the gram, but when he in here, he know what time it is. He was doing the same shit. You know?
Yeah.
He was doing that shit pretty much. And yeah, I was watching some people saying there's racism, or some people saying, you know, the NFL hates his dad, and all. There's no conspiracy. These teams didn't get together. These are billionaires, and they're trying to make an investment on these players. And if these investments work out, they hit the fucking jackpot. And if they don't, they take a loss. And it's the same way they made all the other money in their career. These guys don't care about black and white. These motherfucking fat pigs care about green. What else I got to say about that? But it's tough, man. Cleveland, the history, but and then the Browns took another quarterback anyway as well, didn't they?
I believe
Did they not?
so, yeah.
Right. They took one before him, I think.
Yeah, I
So
think
that
right
means-
now they got him as like QB6.
4. Right.
Nah, I even heard 6, technically. At the moment, you know.
They just gave Flacco some money. Watson's out for the season, and then they drafted another rookie. They're going to get another backup. So both of the rookie quarterbacks aren't going to be on the team.
So there was Boomer had to make headlines because like Boomer always makes headlines with the NFL draft
Yeah,
shit.
I saw it.
Are you
Go ahead,
seeing
man.
it? So you
Go
know,
ahead.
Boomer Esiason came out 2
You know,
days
I'm a
ago.
Boomer guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Boomer. But you know, always
on.
big. He's always inside. He said
Insider.
that this week he spoke with 3 different personnel people in the NFL that removed Sanders off their draft boards completely because the team owners made it clear they did not want him. Shedeur Sanders just torpedoed himself. Why exactly?
Why did they
Most
meet him,
reports,
or
most
they saw stuff?
most reports is about how he conducted himself, and you kind of alluded
So
to
they
that too as
did.
well.
They did give a chance to meet him. Like, I don't care about that shit. We
Yeah,
wanna meet this
absolutely.
kid.
He was
All right.
seen from
Good.
everybody. I'm pretty sure.
Good.
I mean,
don't care.
if you
All
didn't
that
see him,
Instagram shit don't mean nothing
Yeah.
really. That's all. You know.
nah,
part of
but
the-
it was
the-
it was you know, it was like how he composed himself, very trust fundy, and again, you
Yeah.
know, like showing up with $350,000 watches, things like that. His bravado,
Yeah.
his ego, the whole
Yeah,
nine.
he showed up with the. I heard he showed up with his jewelry at the meetings. Come
Right,
on, bro.
and he just.
That shit don't impress them, bro. They
It
don't
doesn't.
care. They got.
It doesn't, and it shows a lack of interest
But
to
if
what
that's
it's really
the case,
about.
that's what I'm talking about. I'm disappointed with Prime. I thought Prime, come on, the
Would
motherfucker,
coach
you
him
gonna wear
up
that
better,
shit, that
right?
shit?
Right?
Nah, not even
Right?
coach him up, but yo, you gonna wear that shit? Nah. I know he wasn't there every time he got.
Well, that's what I
go to the
mean.
meeting.
That's what I
and
mean
hold
by
his hand,
coaching him
but-
up, though. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I mean, I'm disappointed, man.
It's like he should know. But even though Sanders, he'd be doing his thing and he flashy and
Nah,
all
but
that.
he's an OG though. He still knows.
Right, you would
He's
understand.
learned every
You gotta understand, yeah.
Come on, he
It's
knows, bro.
almost as if he's lost sight of that, and I agree with you. It's like how
I mean, he's in the
you know.
part where we're gonna do our thing. We're just
Yeah.
living. We're not hurting anyone. But that's true, and I love them for that. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, this is a business, and if they don't want you, they don't want you. You can't make them want you.
No. It's just his talent. I feel like it still supersedes that.
Well,
like
actually,
somebody.
I take that back. You can make them want you. You can make them want
Sure.
you, and you can make them fucking not want you at all.
But yeah, exactly. By doing the right thing, right? By just composing yourself a certain way and just listen. It's not required much.
Cam Ward
you
is
know?
not friggin'. He's not Eli Manning.
Yeah.
Cam Ward doesn't look like Peyton Manning either. Like, he's from the hood, bro. You can't talk like he move, but that kid looked like he about business.
Right,
I don't
exactly.
know.
He's dedicated
You
to
see
the
him.
craft. He's there, and this Shedeur seems like everything but. And then on top of that, you get the whole PR thing that his dad's going to be in that
Even
limelight.
if Shedeur is not doing anything wrong, they're gonna bait him. They're gonna when he has a bad
Sure.
game, they're gonna be on. It just comes with a
And
lot.
Sanders
I know
is
the
going to be
Giants-
right there. It's a catch-20. You have to.
I mean, he's gonna be saying stuff from Boulder. The internet
Sure.
travels fast. Yeah.
But he's going to be in the news. He's going to be interviewed. It's just, bro. That extra. You got to understand. As an owner too.
I
Like if
still
you draft
think
this
with
kid.
all of that stuff with Dion and what the perception was, I think if he aces them interviews, I think he's gonna make people. I love this kid. I don't give a shit what they say. You're gonna get those.
No,
people.
for sure. But clearly he didn't do well on the interviews at all. That's what caused him to drop back
The
into
Browns,
the fifth
the
round.
The Browns passed on him 4 times. Shit.
Yeah, right. Ultimately, just the, and not for nothing, bro. There's something to be said for that. That past like the second round, if you have a need
Third.
no, I'm talking. What are you
You
doing?
can get a starter in the 3rd round in the NFL draft. There's no reason if you pick correctly. You can get starters. You can get starters in the 4th, but the 3rd.
Well, I'm saying specifically though for him, like it's taking him.
Okay.
At past the second round, like if like taking him.
A lot of good quarterbacks have gone in the 2nd round, and they had great college careers. Geno Smith,
I'm just saying,
Drew Brees, guys who started.
If you're a team in the 3rd round and you have a need at quarterback, like the Jets or like whoever, how do you not take him at that point? It's almost like negligent not to. So I don't, it really, whatever the hit was out on him had to be really bad to the point where, they just, nobody's taking him.
I don't think it was a conspiracy. These teams don't talk to each other in the draft.
Well, it wasn't no conspiracy. That's a hit.
I think it was
bro.
like maybe
they
the water cooler, and they all heard about it. I ain't taking them either. Fuck them. And then they made me so.
For sure. They all said, yeah, okay, we're on board with that. We agree. I guess, again, it got to a point where it's like, fuck, it's 5th round. How could you not, at this point, just take a flyer? It's on the cheap now, and, fuck it. What do the Browns got to lose? But, I look at a team like my Jets and say, how do you not take them? How do you not? You had chances. Like, you drafted fine.
Definitely your Jets, because I'm a Tennessee Titan fan.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, how do you not do that? For the Titans, how do you not do that? How do you not take a flyer? I don't know.
Remember,
4th round, 5th round.
I don't know if
bro.
I said it. I don't know, Maddie, if I said it to you, if I said it to the Epis gang.
Yeah.
But I was like, the Giants can get Abdul Carter. Or what's his name? Yeah, Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter at 3 and take Shedeur. If they really wanted Shedeur, they could move up and get Shedeur. Remember I said that?
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, why not? Because I said Shedeur might fall. And that's what they did. They just didn't get Shedeur. They drafted up.
It's mind-boggling. I know.
And they took Jackson Dart.
Listen, I'm kind of rooting for Shedeur at this point. Me
too.
I want him to come in the league and just fuck things up. Excuse my language.
Awesome, man.
I hope he comes out hot, man.
My good friend, he's friends with Shedeur, actually. Like I said, he's Shedeur's jeweler. I don't want him. He's shot. They're going nuts. Yeah. Like, he's a Giant fan. He doesn't know what to do. I'm proud because he got cool with them. So I want them to succeed. I want bro. I mean, I think the older brother, I think Shiloh is going to have a opportunity to play to get busy in Tampa. I think he's got a great opportunity because without that radar, undrafted, he is going to have something to prove. And I think he could play in the league. And he seems like he's got that right mindset. Happy-go-lucky, he going to play ball. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Shiloh, I like Shiloh. I think he's got potential. He just got to cover people and stop trying to hit everyone. And give up big plays. He's wants to hit people all the time. You know how that goes. But I mean, in the NFL, bro, this is not a league where I'm going to get the big hit and intimidate the offense now because you get the big 15-yard penalty. That's what you're going to get.
Do you think Shedeur even gets a chance there at QB? I mean, like,
you mean like for preseason?
Yeah.
He's not automatic. So you're saying, do you think he's automatically going to be on the team in September? Is another way to put it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that even a possibility?
No, I think he's going to have to fight the other rookie for the 3rd string.
Yeah. Like, I don't, do you even think a remote possibility he even starts?
No.
Right at the gate. Okay.
Not until, no way. Yeah. None of them will. Only Cam Ward.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's not a good QB draft.
No.
Cam Ward is not that kind of talent. It's not that kind of draft like last year or like the 2018 draft with those guys. I don't look at Baker Mayfield and you look at Lamar Jackson and even Sam Darnold and Josh Allen, those 4 guys. All of them look like they're going to have 10-year careers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very good, right? At the end of the day. So Baker and Sam Darnold were, tossed around, a little bit, but I don't like this draft. They didn't give that vibe off. They just gave off that Kenny Pickett draft kind of vibe.
Right.
And or the I thought the ones that Mahomes came out was a shitty quarterback draft too, but they had a lot of QBs going that draft. I was on with Trubisky going 3 or 4, but I mean, I don't love the draft class. I like Cam Ward at Miami, but I don't think he's got a lot of things he can be better at, and he could be not good too.
So Cleveland's still sticking with Deshaun after all that, you know?
Well, he tore his Achilles at the end of last year, so
Yeah.
he's not going to be back this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got Flacco. That's what I'm saying. You know, like, really, you got Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, you know. Why does
They got Kenny Pickett too?
Yeah, they got Kenny Pickett. Why does Sanders not make that team or make a starting position? I mean, he would have to win it outright, no doubt. It's not a given to him.
They got Kenny Pickett, Flacco.
Yeah.
Who's Gabriel?
Dylan
Who is that?
Gabriel, I believe. Is that the other guy that they drafted? Oh, no, let's see.
Is it? It must be. I think it is.
Yeah, he was.
He's the rookie? Okay.
Yes, he was 2025 round 3, pick 94.
Bro, they
So
took
they
a
picked-
QB in the third
So
round.
Dylan, yeah, that's what I mean, bro. They picked
It's the
Dylan Gabriel
Browns.
over
It's the and of all
Sanders.
teams, he goes to the worst organization. They're already fucking up. Excuse me, messing up. Yo, bro,
It's
the
all right.
last
We
time
can
I
curse
seen,
on it. There's no children now.
yeah. Last time I saw, remember Washington, known as the Redskins at the time, they drafted Kirk Cousins and RG3 round 1 and 5, I believe. And Cousins, we didn't know who he was. They kept him around, and RG3 was phenomenal. And you know what happened in history.
Mhm.
With that said, like, why did they do that? The Browns.
I don't
'Cause
know.
they gotta
It
get
makes
rid-
no sense.
Kenny Pickett.
just wasted a
they
pick.
signed, and then they signed Kenny Pickett during free agency.
Right.
He's going to be our backup.
You wasted unless they plan on cutting Flacco now, and they're just gonna have Pickett, Gabriel, and Shedeur battling
They
out.
still wasted a pick.
Right, you
Because
still wasting a
only
pick.
one of them
Right.
could be the future.
Exactly. It makes no sense. That's a poorly
They gotta
run
get rid-
move there.
Bad organization.
Maybe they were thinking when they picked Gabriel.
Maybe. You're gonna make sense of the Browns. Go.
I
for
know
it.
I'm trying to justify it, but maybe when they pick Gabriel, they're thinking there's no way Sanders is going to be available at some point. They like Gabriel over Sanders for whatever reason, and then he was still available in the 5th. They're like, yeah, why not?
Why they take Gabriel if they knew they can get Sanders later?
But I don't think they knew they could get
Why
Sanders
did they
later.
take a
I
lineman?
don't.
You can, bro.
I-
You can get a starting lineman in the 3rd round, bro.
For sure, I know. But I don't think they were
Offensive guard-
banking on Sanders going to
Generally,
5, bro.
offensive guards don't get drafted in the 1st round. They're in the 2nd and 3rd round. Centers, all pro centers get drafted in the 3rd and 4th round.
Some
know what I'm
guards, good
saying?
guards, get drafted in the 1st
Real
round.
good. Most of
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
or they were tackles who got drafted in the 1st round and got transitioned over guard. 'cause they
Shit,
couldn't
I'll take
handle
a
it.
guard in the 1st round.
Like Mekhi Becton, he's a good guard in the NFL now because he got moved over after he was a bust at tackle.
Yeah.
But most of them, not in the top 20. It's tackles, bro. Left tackle, right tackle, left tackle, blind side protection. It's always a tackle.
Mhm.
When they talk linemen, the first 5, 6 linemen be tackles. But you can get regardless. Well, you can get a good player with that pick. You're going to take. They're a mess, bro. The Browns. That's awful, bro.
Well, I don't want to go too long on it tonight for this subject, but, let's wrap it up and move on this. But it's just amazing, how, based on all these interviews and everything that happened over the offseason, that he fell back that far. I mean, the guy was virtually projected at one point, to be QB number 1 out of the draft.
The 3rd pick in the draft, that was as high as he was projected.
Right. So, I mean, that's insane to fall all the way to the 5th and what was it, 155th total pick, you said? 155 there? Yeah. Insane, bro. But I'm rooting for the kid, man. I hope he does well. He's got to change his mindset and mentality because, that's just not, it's not going to fly. It's not going to fly with the owners, with the league. It has no place for it,
Yo, bro, listen to me. You can be whatever the fuck you want, bro.
Well, but once
be
you're
there,
established, you know what I'm saying? You got to get
Right,
yourself
that's what I'm saying.
established
I didn't-
first. You
We
can't
didn't
come
know
out the
Aaron
gate
Rodgers-
like that.
We didn't know Aaron Rodgers was a jerk off until like year 7.
Word.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
you gotta earn that
you
shit.
gotta earn that
Yeah.
shit. You gotta ball out first. Yeah,
No doubt.
Agree.
And even then, it's very off-putting in itself. But fine, at least you've proved your worth,
ball.
and you could do your thing. But yeah,
do.
man, it's a tough. It takes a bit of a knock to the Sanders legacy, I think, or just a bit of a dark cloud hovering over it.
Look at
and,
Anthony Edwards. Look at Anthony Edwards off the court. He's not looked at as the greatest guy on earth, but
For
no
sure.
one cares.
He's balling. Same thing with John Morant.
Yeah, right. John's just jaw-breaking league rules. That's a little different, but
Yeah.
the baby mamas thing is a little different. Morale-wise,
the grenade celebration was wild, bro. After getting reprimanded for the whole rifle thing, he comes out with the grenade celebration. The fuck is wrong with you, bro?
It's not a rifle. It's not a gun.
Oh, nah, I don't know if he denied that. If he denied that, you're an idiot. But, clearly it was. And then he did it again in just a different fashion. And then he comes out with the grenade freaking celebration, bro.
Yeah, he's a jerk off, but
oh, man.
He's established.
Yeah, kind of. Right now, halftime has set in, and this is just turning into a blowout in Houston. I don't know what the hell happened to the Warriors tonight. They definitely took the night off on this one. 76-49. You can kiss it goodbye, folks, if you're betting.
Wrong damn building, brother.
Yeah. That's insane. 76 at the half. This reminds me of the one with the Cavs against the Heat, bro. Oh, my God. That was disgusting. I didn't think I'd see this come playoff time. There's been a couple of games where it's like, and really just that one series with the Cavs, because Orlando put up a good fight against Boston. That was good to see, even though it kind of ended poorly for them. But it seemed like, they were really going to do some things there in that series. And unfortunately it didn't. But that Cavs-Heat series, just non-competitive. I mean, it speaks volumes to how good the Cavs are. And, I don't know who's going to stop them outside of Boston at this point. We will see. Or I guess on the West, but that's a whole different story. But, yeah, it's just, some of these blowout games, man, not a good watch. And especially in a league that has struggled with the ratings this year. And now...
Maddie.
What's up?
I don't think it's the first round. We had some good series, New York, Detroit.
No, we had some good series, but
Denver
some of these games are bad, bro. That's a bad product to be rolling out in the first round.
Matt, I told you on the phone, I'm going to say here in front of people, it was the 1-8 seeds that got smoked.
I understand.
They were the 1-8 games.
I understand, but if you're watching it, bro,
they were a 10 seed.
It doesn't matter.
They got
Watch the
treated like
games.
a 10 seed.
Watch the game. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying
I
like
watched the Oklahoma City blowout, and I watched the close game they had. That game
I know.
too.
And what happened? They quit.
I'm
right?
glad I'm glad Miami got crushed like that.
No, but
Now
that's
they're
the
gonna have to
problem.
revamp.
It's just, bro, they got crushed like that because they quit. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's the
I mean,
problem. That's visible.
Yeah, but you're visible. No one was watching Cleveland, Miami in the first.
That's not true.
People were waiting for the second
And
round.
they tuned out because of that shit. That's what I mean. Bro.
Milwaukee, Indiana, good series. No one cares.
All I'm saying is it could have been more competitive if these guys actually freaking gave full effort. Because at some point they stopped. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just talking in the last game. I'm talking in the series, bro. Like you coming into game 3, just down 2 games and you already checked out. What the hell is that, man?
Cleveland was better.
No, nobody's saying denying that.
No. Cleveland was exponentially better.
No doubt, but I disagree. Based on what I'm watching out there, it looks like guys quit. Like you watch especially that fucking last game. That was just an atrocious. That was an atrocious level of basketball.
From the Pat Riley ran organization, his team quit.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, how could you not watch it? And in fact, I would go so far to say that these guys are shaving points.
Wow.
I really would. Because if you play back that last game, The turnovers in that game are ridiculous and uncalled for. You are either not trying at all or you're doing it intentionally. Like, and
3 turnovers, Duncan Robinson.
and
3 turnovers from
it's
Davion
just
Mitchell.
bad, bro. Like, just go back, watch a quick highlight.
Well,
of that shit. It's
Hero
not good,
was
man.
1 for 10.
You know, yeah,
You know,
1 for
and that
10.
right
that's
there.
that's rather
And he's 1 for 9.
intentional. Could be,
Not Heroes. Come on, man.
bro.
Heroes
Come on, bro. These are trained big time athletes. I'm just saying, it is a possibility that I know guys be making money nowadays, but they know damn well they ain't winning this series. So why not try to catch a bag in the process? They know they had no chance in this series.
You sound like RFK Jr. right now, man.
All right, fine. You could say listen.
Conspiracy.
Am I right? Sure, I probably not. But based on the level of
Tyler
basketball that
Hero?
I'm watching,
Tyler Hero?
sure. Why not? Bro, why not?
That young
I'm
man-
talking like unreal
young
money,
man-
bro. I'm talking like unreal
young-
money. We're in a betting
That
world.
young
Why is
man-
that not possible?
I know that young man had a bad game.
I'm not. He probably did. I'm just saying. It's you watch it, bro. It's a terrible product, and some of the stuff that happened in that game is not. That's not just having a bad game.
We're
That's
talking
just
about
having.
that game 4, Cleveland. I didn't see Cleveland Miami game 4. I'm not
Watch
like I
it.
did.
Watch it. It's not. I mean,
Watch the whole game, watch the fourth
like
quarter, I'll be good.
Dylan could have got some buckets, or just did just as effective at times. I mean,
gave up.
Gave up.
Yeah, all right.
Gave up, but like to the point where it was almost like, all right, like that was a real pass.
It was a layup. It was a layup drill.
Yeah, no, but bro, I'm just telling you, the passes, the turnovers were like head scratches. Like, all right, that seemed how, how did that happen? I'm telling you, bro, very questionable shit. I'm sorry, and we've heard it. We've heard stories of guys betting on games. We've heard what was the 2 recent guys that are in trouble for it right now? I gotta check back, but
Yeah, exactly. You don't know their names, bro. They don't make no money. Tyler Hero makes like what is it, $30 million a year, 20 a year.
sure. Why can't you make more?
Oh,
Quick
stop.
bag for a night.
Leave my boy.
Quick bag for a night. Oh, come on. If you know you can make a couple of million in one freaking night, easy, just by shaving a couple of points or throwing a couple of yeah, you're right. You could get caught.
You will.
Ah,
They're gonna get you, man.
eh.
Doing shit like that, you don't do it once. And the people you do it with, they don't want you to do it once.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying.
They don't just say, "Oh,
I'm
we're
not
good.
saying
Don't
Hero.
worry about it. Remember
I'm
that
not
one
saying
time?"
it could have been some of the other guys. I'm not saying specifically Hero. Maybe he did have a bad night. He probably did because he's trying to press and his team sucks. And he's got a couple of guys with shaving points. I don't know.
That's why I said Tyler Hero.
No, I'm not saying specifically him, but there's like other guys, second string or whatever.
What is his name? Javante Porter. Was it Javante? Javante
Yes.
Porter, bro, is getting G League money, bro.
No doubt. No doubt.
And he's got a drinking problem. So
Sure.
you know what I mean? That with the allegations with Rozier, we got our eye on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Porter, he's not on the stratosphere. You're not going to get these good players.
All
They're not
I'm
gonna
saying,
pull.
man, Hero's got a friend, an acquaintance who's got an acquaintance that's willing to put in a big bet.
No.
Slowly giving the money over time, whatever. Hey, do this, it's, I don't know, cash under the table.
They ban you for life, right?
I
Why would
know. Well, because why do people do anything, bro? I'm just saying, Jesus Christ.
Why would I do that if I'm like one of
I'm
the
not saying
premier young
specific
players in the
Tyler
league?
Hero, but you're talking. I'm not talking about Tyler Hero. Get over that. I'm talking about the
You
second
said
string
that,
guys.
yo. I
No,
said
I'm
Hero.
not.
So
I'm
why
not.
not?
Well, why not? It's possible. It's still
Yeah,
possible.
man. It's
still
possible to get
possible.
sexual reassignment surgery tomorrow, but it's not going to happen.
It's more likely the guys on the bench I'm talking
what
about
does that
are
mean?
playing. Well, what's exactly what I mean. Listen to me. I'm talking about the guys on the bench. That's who I'm talking about. And that's really my focus on it. Watch the game. I watched it. These guys were not good. Hero, probably, there's not a possibility. It's not going to fall on him, but that doesn't rule that possibility out either. Like, why a millionaire trying to make more money? Okay, whatever. Like, yes, he's a credible kid. I like the kid. I'm not saying that he's the guy, but the fact that you just easily throwing that shit out the window is not the case. Like, any one of these motherfuckers
is going to be a guy. I think so these entities, these outside entities who want you to throw games and stuff, anyone's going to ask them to, they're not going to pick a guy like that. They're going to try to go
Who
get
says
that
it has
other
to
guy.
be an outside entity? It could be the individual player that wants to throw the game. That's it. Or shave some points. No, man. Oh, okay. I'll have 3 turnovers tonight. And
why?
Because money. That's why.
What you said, someone has to give him the money, or he's going to go
you could
bet.
just make
He
a
can't
bet. No shit. He can give somebody the money that can make the bet. How easy is it to do that in this day and age? It's like
How
not
much money is he
hard
going to
at
give
all.
them?
I don't know. Fucking
To make it
much
worth
he
it.
wants. I don't know. You tell me, bro. You know betting. All you need is like a good 50 G's, 100,000. Make a bet, and then you can win a lot of freaking money. You give 10 grand.
To
10 grand.
He's going to send somebody 60 G's to fade his numbers.
Hell yeah. Why not?
1 3-pointer made.
We're in a series in which you're not winning. And you maybe you can manipulate it a little bit.
Everyone with 5 times bigger viewing audience because it's nationally televised.
Yeah,
and guys like you watch them who can smell it if they.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm just saying.
I think if you're gonna want to get someone to get money off of and infiltrate, I think you would go with the refs. They don't make no money. And that happened before.
The fact that we only have a couple of players that have been caught in recent years tells me that there's far more players doing it. That's all I'm saying. They just haven't been caught. That's all.
I think they caught. I think 50% of the guys who did it, they caught them.
50%. That means there's 2 other guys out there right now.
Yeah,
messing around. Maybe. You're right.
I don't think it's like murder in Chicago where everybody gets off.
I'm just saying, I don't think you understand how easy it is to maybe not score 6. The over-unders. Oh, I'm just not going to. Oh, yeah. Karl Anthony Towns didn't put up a shot in the 4th quarter last night. How does that happen?
I think, this gambling thing is corrupting the league.
How does that happen? I'm just saying.
This is so Karl Anthony Towns was shaving last night.
No, I'm not saying that.
Maybe it's possible.
But I'm saying, how easy is it for that to happen?
If it gets this bad, we might as well not watch, because I'd rather watch kayfabe wrestling.
Well,
because if it gets that bad, because I refuse to believe it. Bro, Karl Anthony Towns. I'm not saying you're saying Towns or you're saying Hero,
but I'm saying my point is we see. Let me just get the point. We see Towns not put up a shot, right? So, whatever. Joe Schmo on the 2nd string. All right, he's got an over under of 8. If he gets 6, and puts a bet on it, all right.
I just want to bookmark this shit real quick, because I'm not trying to get off the topic or change the subject, but I'm going to segue a little bit. What is Thibodeau? What is he doing last night with the timeout, bro? Oh my God.
Yeah.
And when you said Towns, I started thinking about Coach Tibbs.
It's a big time. By the way, Task, I know I seen your comment, bro. What's going on? Appreciate you on
YouTube.
Task is over in Twitch. He's here. I just said hello. You just saying he's here. Hello, guys. Thank you, Task. Hope your day's doing well, bro. Listen, all-time meltdown last night, and Tibbs does not help his case. And then you got Jalen Brunson and Hart just sitting there at the scorer's table down the stretch as, Cameron Payne's putting up shots and letting his game get wasted because of Tibbs not having any more timeouts. I don't know, bro. Make it make sense. I guess, wasn't there was a moment there not early. Was it only the last 2 minutes, right, where they had to blow a timeout on something? Or was that the one you're talking about specifically?
No, when they couldn't get Brunson and Josh Hart back in the game.
Right. But it was because prior to that,
They had both got hurt at the same time.
yeah, and they had to kill a timeout
weird.
on that.
Crazy. That's just
I think right. It was one of those.
You know what I'm saying, yo?
What?
You can say what the hell is the chances of both of them getting hurt at the same time? Watson?
Well.
Investigate. You know what I mean? No, I'm not saying. But if we go here, we're gonna ruin sports for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's why probably maybe even if it's true, I'm gonna stay in denial until you slap me with the proof because I don't want to effing know.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt. Because then our show's gonna be over, or we're just gonna really transition over from sports.
Well,
because if it keeps going like this, no, really, I don't want to know. I don't want to hear it from you. Without proof, you're gonna slap me with it. Fine, I'll take it, Maddie. But if we're gonna do this, because now you said that, I'm thinking about Brunson and Hart on the floor. What's the chance of that happening? I've never seen that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's the ultimate shave point right there.
Yeah. I guess who had Brunson over 24 points last night?
Bro, listen, Cade Cunningham has fucked me up twice in this series.
Yeah, I had him 24 yesterday too, and he had what he had last night. I don't think I had both of them.
I needed him to hit 25 twice in this series. 24 points both times.
The other game he didn't get him.
24 points.
He got him, right?
24, yeah, 24 points, bro.
He's one of the best new players in the league, man.
He's good. Not ready yet, but I don't know. I can't even say that. Ready. He might beat the Knicks in this round.
Team ain't ready.
Yeah, the team ain't ready. Yeah, he could beat the Knicks.
He's ready.
They might beat the Knicks at this point. But you're right, though, bro. Again, it doesn't take care, Task, if that meant you leaving, bro. Take it easy, man. Thank you for stopping by the stream.
That's the man.
He's just saying what's up. Thank you for stopping by, bro. Keep showing up as always. Hope all is well. But I tell you, man, this is we're in rough waters. I'm a little scared, and I just don't want to deal with this. The last night was their chance to end this series, and they should have done it. It was on their own floor. They let that game get away from them, and now you're going into a game 6 in Detroit.
Coach is sitting there looking dumb as hell, though, right? Not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
So, guys, here goes the scenario. Like Maddie's saying, they lose Brunson and Hart. I think it was a little over 2 minutes to go. They were injured. Hart took a fall on a foul. He fell hard on his back, on the posterior, and Brunson, something happened to him off the ball with his leg. What else is new?
Well, you didn't see. Did you see that close-up video of Brunson's injury with the ankle? He rolled the ankle because of the court, bro. He's caught in 4K.
Yeah, the court had shifted, right?
Yeah. So that great Madison Square Garden elevated court that they got because they're constantly switching between the hockey, the stage, the concerts, the events, things like that. That nice little,
the Knicks.
Screwed
the Knicks and possibly in this series.
And the coaching tenure of one Theodore Thibodeau.
It may have. I don't know. It kind of looked like this. Juan Ortiz, thank you for the subscription on YouTube, bro. Appreciate it. Keep showing up, as always. Thank you for stopping by. All right. We do a sports show weekly and also mental health on Mondays. So join us for that. Appreciate you. Thank you for the subscription. Of course, this would happen to the Knicks, right? Brunson gets hurt like that, and now it's just reminding me of last year, bro. And this hobbled team trying to find a way, trying to close out a damn series, and I almost just feel like what, end it now. I hope Detroit wins in a sense because if they're gonna go into this Boston series
from the beginning, you never really.
Nah,
you said tongue in cheek.
I was buying it last night. Night. They win that game last night, I'm all in, bro. They could beat Boston. I'm dead serious. But it didn't turn out that way. It changed the whole dynamic of this postseason. Boston's beat up right now. They did not have.
And what happens? They go to see the thing you're talking about is the rest, correct?
Yes. Yes. It matters because you watched that series. You were down there. Orlando was playing that team, bro. And the Knicks match up better than Orlando does with Boston, in my opinion.
No, Orlando doesn't match up good with them at all. They just
Right.
defensive and they're physical.
And
they
but
want-
you
and
know
they-
they played with them. They played with them. That series was like a lot
They won a
closer.
game.
It was a lot
They could've
closer
won
than you know the outcome.
They
You know
could've
what I
won
mean?
Game 4, bro.
Yes, that's what I mean. It was a
In
lot
Orlando-
closer. It's a lot closer than the actual outcome there. They played them nicely. The Knicks have a chance. They're a little broken up right now, Boston, and I you know, with that momentum coming on a nice gentleman sweep, healthy.
Right.
You know, going into this series, I really think we could have brought some momentum going into that series. But now,
It's a pipe dream, but
it is, well, yes, no doubt about it. Boston's still the better team, but it's not that much of a pipe dream. Let's not get crazy, bro. You know, I know, like, to me,
man.
the pressure's
Their
on
bench is
Boston
so
in that
much- their
series.
bench is-
You know,
it is, but their bench is so much better
I
than
know,
ours.
no doubt. But you know, listen, a beat up Boston team and a fully ready to go, firing, momentous
And we
Knick team.
know, and now,
You
and
never
with
know.
that said, it's become a hypothetical because there will not be a fully rested Knicks team, and it won't be a beat up Boston team because
Right.
the Knicks are going to play probably until tomorrow's Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah.
And they're going to have game 1
Ah.
if they continue move on in Boston on Monday, coming off probably a game that goes in the fourth quarter against these young upstarts. This is a good basketball team. This is a hungry basketball team. They have a veteran, young player dynamic, which is almost perfect for them right now. They have a good coach and they have a lot of confidence. And then on top, this team is going to be around. They're
Yeah.
going to take Milwaukee's place in this conference, you know, because Milwaukee falls out, but here's Detroit. You know, Miami's always going to be around, you know, but the East always has those same 8-9 teams, right? Atlanta,
Mhm,
they didn't make
mhm,
it,
mhm.
you know. Milwaukee's gone now. We could get into that too. But yeah, as far as that series go, you know,
it's tough,
I mean,
man. I hate to see
you-
it. You know, the Knicks have to win the game 6. I really don't want to come back home on a game 7.
they're not.
You know, yeah.
They're not.
You don't think they're winning game 6? Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's going 7.
they're not
I
even going to be
just-
faves in Game 6,
Yeah, no, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't
and they're
be.
getting plus money.
Detroit's going to be wild, Brown. They're going
Plus
to be
one,
ready
what
to
do you-
go.
what-
Yeah.
Well, what do you got? Look, I didn't look yet. Let's get a guess. What
And
is the number
again,
money
they're
line?
hobbled. I'm pretty sure like Brunson's
Give me a
not
guess.
100%.
Money line. Give me a money line guess, Maddie.
Money line guess for the Knicks?
Yeah, Game 6.
Like
don't know where I see it.
plus 135.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Really?
Let's go find out. Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say about
pretty good.
135.
Yeah,
Plus
I like
135.
that. Right?
Yeah, I was about to say
135.
the same thing. Yeah, I like that. Let's go
Yeah.
find out. Here it comes.
That's pretty good.
Knicks. Nope.
Oh.
Almost even. Plus 105.
Yeah.
But
That might
Detroit
change,
is
though.
Detroit is minus 125. Knicks 2-point underdogs.
That might change when we hear tomorrow that Jalen Brunson questionable for the game. And watch those odds go up
think
and the
that
bets
thing is-
come in.
You know he's gonna play, but
He's going to
will he
play, but that
play?
means he's going to be
That
hobbled.
means he's gonna be hurt, bro. Right?
And it's not going to be good. Yeah, it's
Yo, Tibbs looks so
Game
stupid.
7 at the
He could
Garden,
have
man.
had the Knicks had a. Everyone was talking about why didn't they call timeout last night
Yeah.
when they had Hart and Brunson at the scores table for 130 for about 90 seconds. They could have just fouled somebody. They never did.
Yeah.
He never told them to do that. Jason Kidd kicked the drink over, and he would have got them. You know what I'm saying? To stop the game. That's what he did.
He's definitely
Yo,
dropping
remember-
the ball right now, man. Dropping
Remember when
the ball
Jason
on
Kidd? Remember Jason Kidd on the Nets? He kicked that drink over
Yeah.
so he get. So he get that sub.
Like I know, I remember.
He
that.
had,
Yeah.
he had a player run into
That
him.
was
That
this
is
year,
awesome.
right? Wasn't that this year or last
No.
year? It was last year? Well,
Yeah. Nah, I think he did that.
was it a
He
while?
did that
ago?
on.
No,
nah,
I think
he
it was
did that on
last
the
year.
Nets. He did that on the Nets.
No,
he did it last year. He's done
coaching,
this
bro.
more than once.
Coaching. Jason Kidd did something as a coach to do that, to stop time.
No, he was a coach. Yeah, he got one of
Oh,
his
that was
players to
on the
run
Nets.
into him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got
okay.
somebody run into him and he had a coffee in his hand.
All right.
And then someone fell
I'm
on the
bugging.
floor.
I thought it was last
It doesn't
year.
matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You talk about,
Yeah.
you call it Bush League, you call it gamesmanship, you can call this.
Yeah, well, that's some bullshit, bullshit league stuff for sure. So that's some bullshit. It's some bullshit.
But they
too.
had a foul again. You don't have to do that.
Yes.
So anyway, Real quick, man. I don't want to be remiss and just be the local guys. Just go over these playoff series real quick.
Yeah.
We got OKC. They got past the Memphis. We talked about the blowouts. They went through them 4-0. They're waiting for the winner of your favorite series and mine, the Clippers and Nuggets. I believe game 5, Denver won. Each team has won on the other team's home court, but here we are. It's 3-2. And game 6 will be tomorrow night as well. What else we got,
Yeah,
Matt?
big
Minnesota
game.
Lakers tonight. Is that what you gonna say? Yeah.
No. That's right. Minnesota Lakers, they go on at 10, but I was, going to talk about that Denver game. Big win for them. I really thought Clippers were going to find a way to win this series. Now the pressure's on them.
Especially after game 3, you were really on them, like these Clippers, and I agree with you. But whoever gets through this series, it's going to be hell for Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, it was still a pretty good game overall, but for the Clip, but Denver was hot, man. They were just hot.
Murray, too much, right?
Yeah, it really was. This team continues to surprise you. I mean, Jokic didn't do too much, 13 points, but Murray, the 43-point performance, just phenomenal. That's the one that we've been waiting for from him. I know Denver fans all year. Where has it been? Is Murray, going to return? And this was it.
Yeah,
and
this game is over, fam.
That's
Kevin
a big.
Knox is in the game for the Warriors.
Yeah.
This game over. Kevin Knox is playing. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
Kevin
for
Knox.
sure.
Yeah, in the game. It's third quarter. Kevin Knox is here. The Warriors.
Yeah, 98-70 Rockets.
Cornrow Kevin Knox.
Cornrow Kevin Knox. Don't knock my knocks, bro. But, definitely a huge win for Murray. I mean, this was the game that he needed. And it changed the dynamic. Now, the pressure's on the Clip. They got to find a way. These veteran guys. I believe in Kawhi. I believe in Harden. But it just may be too much now. I don't know. Maybe they force a game 7. That's possible. But I just feel like Denver's going to find a way to win one of these two, bro. I don't know. And it's going to be a bit of a letdown year for the Clip, but hey, it is Denver. Hard to really, get super down about losing this series if you do. Jokic is still reigning the king.
So we're looking like, we'll talk about that, what we're watching right now with the volume down. Rockets are going to advance to game 6, and they're going to go to San Francisco, play game 6. That game is going to be Friday night. Tonight, we have the Minnesota Lakers. Lakers down 3-1.
Yeah.
Going.
It's over, bro. It's over. You can kiss it goodbye. The Luka Lakers are done. Shit. So much for Shannon Sharpe's Lakers in 5, man. What a downfall for him, huh?
He's had a tough month.
It's been bad.
Speaking of which.
Really. But I mean, before we get into that, but I do want to give the shout out to Ann Edwards, man, because this guy, he's showing up. He's showing up, and he's showing up in a big way. I think it's time to give this kid his flowers. And I didn't expect this. I expected a good series, but I ultimately expected Luka and LeBron to find a way to win this.
Minnesota has played underachieving, underwhelming basketball for their talent all year. They've been up and down. They turned it on at the end of the year, and they're playing like we thought they could be good. We thought they could be good in the beginning of the season with the trade. We talked about adding Devo and Randall. They would help them. And it's starting to play, paying off for them with Devo and Randall's experience. Edwards, like you said, man, this guy is taking his game in the playoffs to another stratosphere. He's become a two-way player in the playoffs. It's unbelievable. Nas Reed, who else? They have good players.
Yeah, Gobert, Randall, Reed. It's a good team. Dante, it's a solid team. We knew it. Personnel, on paper, it was always a good team. It was just whether or not they were going to click.
Veteran and Mike Conley, floor general.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Now,
team. With that being said, going into this game tonight,
they're going to be staring at the winner of this series, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And with that being said, tonight
they're going to go to the conference finals. They're going to be the ones to play OKC. They beat Houston or Golden State. I don't care which one of them they play.
Right now, Minnesota is a plus 210 tonight, which honestly is a pretty good bet. Yeah, all right,
How much-
Lakers probably find a
much is-
way, but
What's Minnesota odds they go to the NBA Finals?
oof, jeez.
750.
750? Nah, hell no. It's got to be way more than that in the 1400s.
No
That's
way.
insane.
Bro.
Oh,
Only 8
yeah.
teams left. They're looking
Yeah.
at third round. Let's
They're
find
not
out
the
right now.
perennial favorite. There's no shot, bro.
Oh, OKC is.
Yeah,
OKC's gonna
OKC
be
is.
200.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
Right.
I don't think they value Minnesota like that, at least in Vegas terms. But so that's going on tonight. You got Minnesota plus 210, Lakers minus 250, obviously minus 5.5 favorite. So they fully expect Lakers to bounce back here, which probably is a safe bet. But if you're looking for a little value for your money, Minnesota money line, not bad. Rob Dillingham out. Shame. That's Dylan's favorite player right there. He's not going to be playing. Has he been out this series? What's he been doing? But yeah.
If they announced it, he's been playing some minutes, some valuable minutes.
Right now, some scores around the league in baseball. Yankees 5-4, losing 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Pittsburgh 4-3 over Chicago in the top 9. Kansas City 3-0, shutting out Tampa. And they're about to close that one out. Boston tied with Toronto in the 7th, 6-6. Mets down 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. They got a man on second with 1 out at the moment, so hopefully they could tie it up there. Chicago, Milwaukee tied at 3 in the 6th. Atlanta, Texas 1-1. St. Louis 6-0 over Cincinnati today. Got some other scores going around the league. A lot going on there. LA 12-7. What happened?
Minnesota's only playing 8 guys a night, bro. They're not messing around, bro. 30 minutes each of them, except for Michael Walker.
Yeah, I know. Small, yeah. Very much like the Knicks in that sense. Even though Tibbs has kind of gotten a little loose with it this season as compared to last year, but
he's got less of a bench. He's got less of a bench this year. That's
right. So
crazy
he's got to
part.
try to mix and match too, which makes no sense, But when he had guys, he was reluctant to play them. Now he
It's
doesn't,
over, man.
and he's trying to find ways to make it happen. I don't know.
I can't say that, bro.
Yeah. Nah,
can't
listen, with Malone out there, it's like you gotta try to find a way to bring this guy in.
You're only gonna get so far with this guy, man. And we've gotten.
I agree. And Nick's got to make a move. That's another important part about it too. So, Shannon Sharpe. We're coming up on. I believe we're over the hour mark. No, let me check here.
Yeah, a little bit, brother.
Yeah, we're literally at the hour mark. 1 hour exactly and 32 seconds. How about that? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, whether you're coming from YouTube or Twitch. I mentioned it before, Juan Ortiz on YouTube. Thank you for the subscription. We are now at 509 subscriptions on YouTube, so please, everybody, keep showing up. And, if you're not into sports, but you're here anyway, we do a mental health show every Monday at 10 p.m. You could also go back and watch it on the YouTube page and play back some of the old videos. We're now on episode 4, going to episode 5. All right. As for us, we're going to conclude relatively soon. It's 9:20 right now, but
We'll get to the meat and potatoes. The main
meat
event.
and potatoes, and
No pun intended.
yeah, we were actually starting to talk about that. We want to knock these subjects out at the beginning of the show, and then we went off to the tangent of the sports, right? But Shannon Sharpe, man. Shannon Sharpe, obviously you guys know him. ESPN, old-time player. It's been around been around for a long time. TV personality, podcast personality. Most famously, that whole interview with Cat Williams came out, which Stephen A. Smith
As far as
says
his media career, absolutely blew him up.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith says that was his downfall because
Really?
He came out recently, made those comments, and said that was a bit of his potentially his downfall because it started to put the limelight on him a little bit more, and I think people was targeting him in a way because you hear these accusations, and they were not really accusations. All right, Shannon Sharpe got caught sleeping with an OnlyFans content creator. All right. Now, say what you want about that. And then not only did he get caught with that, but
When
there's
we say
various amount of
caught,
not caught, right? He was extorted. He was extorted out of what's
humiliate
the value that she's seeking? I think it's like 50 million or
$50
upwards,
million,
right?
yeah.
She's probably gonna get some bag, but she's got him in a bad way. There's a bunch of incriminating messages that
Allegations.
that seem consensual a lot of the times, but it's just the verbiage behind it, not a good look. Talking about, wanting to choke her and things like that, and
When
you're
we
going to
start
like
talking
it, things
about
like that.
the context
Yeah.
of text messages, it gets a slippery slope. But
It
now
is a
we're
slippery
talking
slope.
about a civil case, not a criminal case. A criminal case, you need reasonable doubt. That don't mean nothing in there. But in this kind of thing, and she's suing him for sexual assault. Let's say it. I mean, she's suing him for battery and sex crimes, but she's doing it in a
Right.
civil way. And we're not gonna make Maddie's not the type to make light of something like that, and neither am I. But I mean, we are probably because we know it is a shakedown. But it is a well constructed, well thought out, very smart, intelligent scam shakedown. She's to be a OnlyFans model and make millions off of it. You're not some dumb broad.
Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
Because there's a lot of OnlyFans accounts, and she's making $1 million not because she's got nice tatas only. Because there's a lot of chicks on there with nice tatas. She is going through the extra part of it because we watch sports. We do this. This guy builds houses. She is OnlyFans girl. There's an art to it for them. They have to know how to talk to these guys. They have to know what guys like, how to get them in, how to get the fish to the water. So it's not no dummy. And I just want to say that, man, because, and like I said, when you get into those allegations of Shannon Sharpe, and like Maddie said, the salacious and even racy, there's a lot of racial, sexual fetishization. He was buying butt, right? He's buying butts.
Yeah, and at numbers that were like outrageously. There was some text messages, and the girl
25,000 a cheek, daddy.
Yeah, 25,000 a cheek. Like, I don't know if he was really like paying like those types of numbers, but that's insane if that's the case. And I actually potentially believe it especially with these content creators on OF, because the money that they're making, especially some of the top content creators, is outrageous. I mean, it's more than some of the highest paid
There's
athletes.
a lot
in
of
the world,
guys spending their bread, bro.
Yeah. Gabby Zuniga, by the way, is 20 years old. Okay.
Now?
20 years old. Yes, now. Okay.
Wow.
Which is the first problem of all
I
of it.
thought she was 23 now, and they said he was 19. She's 20 now. And he met her when she was 19. Started late.
I'll check for you. Either way, man, 2023, but it's saying
she's 4. Yeah,
this is according
she's
to
35 years younger than him.
Okay, there you go. But you're
Bottom
20-year-old.
line,
Yeah, 20-year-old OnlyFans model. And that's insane. Okay. Listen.
How old is Unc?
I get it.
58?
Yeah, up there, right? Let's check.
It was close to 60, right? He knocking on 60?
Yeah, let me see.
I'm probably 56, 55. I think he's got 10
He's
on
56.
Me, like,
there we go. Yeah. 56
yeah, he born,
years
all right.
old.
He born in 69.
Yeah. So, listen, just based on that alone, you're going to get yourself in trouble. What are you doing? I get it,
He didn't have a one-timer with this girl. He's having a full-blown, he's involved. He has
it's just
a
bad, bro.
situation
But like, listen,
with her.
you got to understand. Listen, I get it. 20-year-old, good-looking, whatever. All right. It's a beautiful thing. You fantasize about it. But like, dude, you're 56. All right, what are you thinking? Because that just smells trouble. Something's gonna go wrong there.
Monique, you know what's funny? Monique.
Yes. I watched that video.
So when she said that to him, she knew what he liked.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Stay with them young girls. I'm telling you. And he laughed. But he's always criticizing Ocho about not being professional and not thinking about his career. And I'm like, what were you thinking, Unc? You ripped Ocho apart for being late.
Yeah.
What were you thinking, Unc?
Right. Yeah.
Another one, bro. Disappointing, Unc.
I'm trying to find that
They
video right
say
now
that,
for you.
and then we forget to mention, ladies and gentlemen,
Hold on. What?
the greatest ambulance chaser of our generation is on the case, Mr. Tony Busby, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Busby.
Right.
Tony Busby, the lawyer.
Exactly.
There, he's what he is. He got Deshaun Watson, but he made a name for himself from there. Then he ran down after Jay-Z. That didn't work out. So he's 1-1. And now he's going for his second big win against an athlete or entertainer or whatever have you. But he offered the girl $10 million. That's what Tony put out.
Oh, really?
And she turned it down.
That was the latest offer.
Shannon knew the $100 million deal was coming down.
Did you know that Monique came out recently and slammed him, Shannon Sharpe?
For that?
Yeah, in light of what happened and things like that. Yeah.
She shouldn't have said anything, yo. She didn't have to say anything. She didn't have to slam him. She already slammed him when she warned him.
I know.
But I guess she wanted her clout too. I don't respect that. But what'd she say?
You want me to pull it up?
Yes.
All right.
Yep. We're doing the dirt right now. We're doing the shade room shit. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll pull it up right here. There you go. All right. Play this right now. So this is a clip.
I'm mute this, okay?
Oh, hold on. Yeah.
I'm gonna mute this over here and I'm gonna look at it here. Okay?
You're good. You're good. Yeah, I'm gonna find it right here for you folks because it seems like there was some. I think in this clip, they'll probably play back the one that we were referencing initially. So there was an old clip that Shannon Sharpe did with Monique, where she's warning him not to, sleep, with younger girls and things like that, and telling him, oh, what you need is, a woman that will cook for you and, rub your feet, give you cognac, the whole nine, so, and she's right, damn straight. You're 56-year-old. You better believe, you settle down with somebody, a little bit older. Listen, well, I'm not talking, doesn't have to be your age, but, 30, 40, it's a bit more appropriate, right? It just makes more sense. But here's that clip for you.
36-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I know.
This is your auntie talking to you.
I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. Come on,
There's the Cat Williams.
Not because I didn't
too.
like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak
This is
to
the
you
formal
directly
apology.
and from the heart.
It is a shakedown. It is a targeted attack, but Shannon needed to have some accountability because he gave them something to shake down. He gave them something to target by making poor choices.
Tonight, the digital rumor mill is vibrating at maximum speed, and
All
every
right.
timeline from sports Twitter to comedy
It's
TikTok.
not all the clip that I'm looking for here. I'm trying
Power
to get
Homeschool is pleased to announce a major
all the stuff for you guys. Sorry. Let's
Whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media.
Yet none of those fragments really capture the full scope of what unfolded once Monique actually opened her mic. So settle in, because this is your uninterrupted front-to-back breakdown, an extended narrative that walks through the courtroom stakes, the broadcast fallout, the financial quake, and the cultural aftermath.
let's get to it,
She
people.
matched
Come
Sharpe
on.
enter off-camera.
You're
She
not going to
quoted
give
Mo-
me this,
turned-
are you? Okay.
refusing
This might not be
to
it,
sh-
peeps.
Cross-platform stardom can, with equal speed,
switch back. I
orchestrate
apologize,
a downfall
folks.
playlist in an unexpected.
Not quite the clip I was, I don't know. I can't find it. Sorry. I don't know. It's not, of course, it advertises as if that's, we're going to play that, but, it's not. So, but you did see a little bit there. You seen the formal apology from Shannon Sharpe. And, it's, it's just all out denial. He feels like he's just being extorted for money that was rather
No,
consensual.
accountability, man. Come on. I don't
right.
play that shit.
Right. Just own up to it, man. You got caught red-handed. You know, it's there. It's out in the open.
It's not about how
You
things
know?
should be. It's about how things are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not right the shake that you were able to be shaken down like this, and we know it's a shakedown.
Right.
But she's playing in the rules of the game. It's like Jason Kidd, like I said, with the timeout. He was able to get that off. Like she able to get it off, bro. She knew, bro. Every move you made, she jumped on. She was a step ahead of you, the young girl. Got him.
Yeah.
His career, he's gonna have supporters. If ESPN and Disney don't want him no more, that's the case. Fine, he's gonna get on YouTube like Pat McAfee. He'll be all right. He'll always gonna make money, but he's never gonna get that money he lost back, and he's never gonna get back to that part where he was.
Mm.
That shit over, bro. You're always gonna have that. You know, people love to point out the soup stain on your lapel. People love to do that, and things. Those soup stains right there, they're hard to get out.
I'm trying to find. I got the full interview with Monique, but it's it's irrelevant, man.
Don't go
you know, I was trying to find it, but it's all good. But yeah, he's in deep water, man. And you know, again, you're right. Accountability is huge. And really, if he wants to save face at this point, because it's just not a good look, man. And now, you know, I'm hearing other things. There's apparently lawsuits coming out.
There's other people now. Here come the avalanche.
Right, and you know that tends to be the case. But you know, there's other. You know, I've heard other accusations of him battering women in the past. Yeah, so you know, when it starts to seem like a bit of a trend like this, then it's not so much of an accountability thing. You have no accountability.
I don't know, man, because every single person who's accused. Like I said, it's not hard to get the bread after that, bro. Enjoying that class action lawsuit. It's not hard.
Well, that's what Busby's all about, right?
Yeah, that's what they're all about. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
It don't matter because honestly, I'm not a menemist. But at the same time, I don't want to look like I'm a misogynist either. But I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter anymore. These girls aren't going to go to the cops with this. They're trying to get some money. They're going to get their money. Let's move on.
Yeah, you know, but it matters though if he is, you know, especially if he's a repeated offender, you know, with him. I mean,
I can't.
You know,
I don't know what's true or not.
Well,
if he is,
find
I
out.
can't rock with that.
You know, we'll find out.
Because even to this day, I knew Deshaun Watson did some funny butt stuff, but all 30 of them chicks, is that true? Is that or like you said, you're trying to tell me nobody gets through the cracks when you're talking about the gambling? So
right.
30 of those girls are not. None of them are just trying to get a bag. None of them just gave him a regular massage and made up a story.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm sure a couple, but yeah, you know, like I mean, there's got to be some. You know,
bro, after Tony came out with Jay-Z, it was like 4 Jay-Z lawsuits. But after he destroyed that first one, the other ones just disappeared.
Yeah.
Anyone could file a lawsuit. You know that for anything.
Do you think his career ESPN? I know like he was is done. Do you ever think he makes a return on that? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I hope so. And ESPN needs to do that right.
I'm sure maybe they have. I'm not saying, but who would any kind of public sex allegations has returned?
No, not any off the top of mind. So yeah, I mean, rightfully so.
Adam Pac-Man Jones is on is with McAfee. You know, and he's like, but he's not. I think Adam Pac-Man Jones did get on. He gets on ESPN, but that's with McAfee. McAfee's special. See, Shannon was about to get to that McAfee status. He was right there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. He still is, right? Like, I mean, he's still up there. You know, like I don't know. Is he paused his talk show since?
No. He's still doing Nightcap. He's still doing Nightcap.
Still doing that.
Ocho. Better. Yeah. He has to.
Maybe he should take a break for a little bit.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's his show. He's got a fan base. He's got his people that support him.
And they'll be there. And, you know, but do they really support him after all this? That's what I'm saying, you know, too. And, you know, now you should, really? Okay. Yeah. Why?
A lot of the black community's gonna support Shannon because they feel like Shannon getting railroaded. Yeah. So people who didn't even watch him, more people gonna watch him.
Man, he railroaded himself with sleeping with a freaking 20-year-old only OF.
You saw what Charlemagne said, right?
Yeah.
That was it. What Charlemagne said. Yeah, it's a shakedown. Yeah, it's that. But come on, Shannon. You put yourself in this position.
Right.
You got to take some accountability.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel about it.
No doubt. No
I believe it's a shakedown. I'm not scared to say it.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong one day, but I'm not scared to say it. It's a shakedown. Come on.
It's the most in regards to her, I'm not talking about the other allegations against them, but in regards to her, no doubt. I mean, she's 20 years old.
And like I said, the other allegations, all of it is just part, par for the course. Whether those are true or not, because once the first one started, he opened that door.
Yeah.
You don't have Gabby Zuniga come out, you're good. There's no other. There's people in those new allegations who broke non-disclosure agreements just to say, yeah, they gave me money to shut up.
Right.
Yeah,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, listen,
Crazy.
it totally adds up. 20 years old. She's already an OF creator. I mean, why not try to catch a bag?
He thought he was gonna do whatever he wanted. Well, he thought she was just some young broad, dumb broad.
Yeah, she's definitely not. And again, she's not the only one that she's making money off of. She's just seen an opportunity, I'm sure. And again, a lot of that stuff seems rather consensual. So, I know, plenty of people that get down in the bedroom like that.
Right,
so,
right.
Including myself. So, it's like, that ain't nothing, honestly. That's not even like X rated,
bro.
Yeah.
I know, bro. But when you write it on text and she turned that shit into his violence against her, I'm gonna choke you when I see you. Keep playing with me, girl. I'm gonna choke you when I see you. Watch.
That to me is like a normal Tuesday night.
Watch when you come on Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna see you then. You getting choked at 8 o'clock. On Friday, yeah, watch. Choke the fuck out you. We talk like that, but now we're texting it and we're reading it.
Yeah.
Or he says it, and people who don't live like, now
and then thrown out of context, you're gonna be like, whoa, what the, that's a problem, Yeah, no
lessons
doubt.
learned from other men.
No doubt, and it's just really lessons learned, man. You gotta take some accountability. You do that, with a 40, 50-year-old woman, who's just about it,
I like what what's the name about the cognac. The girl bring you cognac.
Yeah, man, make you for food, rub your feet,
get on top of you every other night.
Hell yeah, she gonna love that stuff,
Yeah, but you didn't want that stupid young girl.
Yeah,
you don't even know anything about her. You don't even like anything she likes.
Right.
And you're in this stupid relationship with her.
Also,
where
you
just
get your dick
choke her
wet.
and shit. You could choke old chicks. You could choke grown-ups.
Yeah.
They get choked. They like
and
it.
they'll really like it, as opposed to this one who's probably just like, doing it for money.
Chick. Oh yeah, a 39-year-old, 40-year-old woman wasn't gonna take him out to do all that shit, bro.
No. Why? If anything, they're thinking, oh, I could, wife him up,
Yeah.
and get a bag that way, regardless. I don't think they go to that length.
No, man, this shit is becoming a business, man. This love shit is a business, man. Especially when you got money.
Well, our own president is incentivizing people, women, to have kids now for a nice fee of $5,000. I'll give you $5,000. Yeah, sure, have a kid. Deal with over $400,000 worth of expenses for the next 20 years of your life for a little measly $5,000 up front.
The reason the 47th president is doing this is because the United States population growth is on the decline.
Yeah.
We got more people dying than being born. Japan has 2 people. Last year, 2 people died in Japan for every baby born.
Yeah.
In Japan, they sell more adult diapers than children diapers. And we're on our way to being like that. People don't want to have children no more. So now the rich are going to give us a couple
guess what?
hours.
$5,000 in this economy is not going to convince enough
And
people.
and people want the hunt. They think,
And that's actually, that's fucking insulting.
They think they're gonna get the rich people saying, "Let's give these poor people some crumbs so we can keep this country going."
It's fucking
Because
insulting.
if there's no poor people, bro, imagine. Come on, bro.
It's disgusting, honestly. It's really disgusting. If you haven't woken up already, it's crazy.
Our population, bro, we got trouble, yo. And then we want to throw out people who belong here. Our population is going down as well. I said
He's a fucking idiot because like it's so stupid, man. It's backwards logic because, man, if you just make the economy better and you do the right damn thing and you make this,
Nah.
more
You
affordable,
got to give up money, bro.
people
To give up money, the rich people got to give up money. They don't want to give up shit, bro.
No, I understand that, but I'm thinking in obviously the way that benefits all of us is that you have to better the economy, and then in return, people will have more children. Why nobody wants to
It
have
makes
kids right now?
it makes a
Because
lot
it's
of
so
sense.
fucking expensive. You can't like it's literally absurd to raise a child right now. I'm having another one. It's absurd. Like
Maddie
it's
might
not.
be done after
You
this.
know.
It might be the end of the line. This one might be it.
Yeah,
This
I'm
the miracle
trying. I'm
rate.
hoping, but
Man,
it's insane. Me having another kid is insane. Me having 3 kids is insane. You having 1 kid is insane. Like it's just, it really is.
insane.
I mean, the money that is
Oh.
required in this type of economy is absurd. And then for
But
you
guess
know, our
what?
president to slap you in the
we
face,
the people, we always
Yeah.
find a way to survive and advance.
no
And if we
doubt.
don't know how, we'll do it, but we do it, and they know we'll do it. And we're
Yeah.
not gonna lay down and die, but it's not fair and it's not regular, it's not quality life.
No.
You talk about the way things are going, they want everything and they're not giving anything back. We're gonna go to these real IDs May 7th, and they're gonna have all on facial recognition, they're gonna have a track, they're gonna have a fucking microchip of every single one of our asses, and they're going to have our faces. They don't need nothing else. So they keep taking, and they're not giving a shit. One of these days, we the people, we're gonna say enough. I don't know when. I hope it's in while, I still can get an erection and walk
Wix.
around here and be alive.
Yes. Did you catch that clip that I believe it's the White House secretary, that blonde chick and she's attacking Bezos for being transparent about what the tariffs would do to the prices of everything. And she's like,
Shine, Amazon, all that shit coming from China.
And
Shine ain't Shine no more. Timu not Timu no more.
And she's
Shein,
saying,
whatever they call it.
And she's saying that it's basically like political warfare. It's hostile and political
Why? Because
warfare.
they telling the truth.
Right. Like what? Really? And this is an administration that promoted transparency during their political push for the presidency. Now that they're in office and there's no transparency. Now they don't want you to tell you the truth.
If they could, they would kill the opposition like Saddam or like Putin. They would kill the opposition if they could.
That's
They
definitely
think the
on
same
the
way.
table.
They try to kill them. They try to kill them politically because they can't really kill them.
Yeah.
Like Big Daddy Putin, the big horseback rider.
I'm gonna play that clip for you if you don't mind. I'm gonna play that one for the people.
Monique.
No, not Monique. Of the White House speaker going after the.
I'm gonna mute the shit. I'm gonna watch.
You're
Okay?
good. You're good.
Next to the price of each product that shows how much the Trump tariffs are adding to the cost of each product. So isn't that a perfect crystal clear demonstration that it's the American consumer and not China who is going to have to pay for these policies?
I will take this since I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? And I would also add that
They're really blaming the
surprise
Biden
because,
administration
as Reuters
now.
recently
It's
wrote,
so funny.
Amazon has partnered with a Chinese propaganda arm. So this is another reason why Americans should buy American. It's another reason why we are onshoring critical supply chains here at home to shore up our own critical supply chain and boost our own manufacturing here.
Is Jeff Bezos still a Trump supporter?
Look, I will not speak to the president's relationships with Jeff Bezos, but I will tell you that this is certainly a hostile and political action by Amazon and Secretary Biden.
Yeah, I would also add that.
Oh man, kiss it. Listen, this chick, man. I can't. It's a hostile and political act that Bezos is trying to be fully transparent about what the hell these tariffs would do. And it's a weak call on their part to like try and blame the Biden administration for the inflation.
Maddie,
When
she literally got off the phone with him. She wasn't lying.
Yeah.
He told it sounded like exactly what he said. Say
Right.
it like this.
Yeah.
No, say exactly what I said. Hostile takeover by Amazon and Bezos. Say hostile again. That's the word. That's it. That's how I want you to say it. Very good.
We're living
Very
in a
good, my
freaking
White House secretary.
simulation, bro. It is insane, like the things that are going on, man, on the day to day in this political climate. I mean, listen, I don't care, Democratic or Republican. If you are not
The Warriors ain't
rolling
quit.
your
They're down
eyes,
15.
get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes to go though. They're running out of time.
They're down 15. They're down 13, bro, with 4:39.
Right. I
That's
got a
enough
delay. There you
time.
go. I got
That's
a delay.
enough
Let me
time.
see.
So Warriors found a way to come back into this game. No, that's a poor job on
Mhm.
Houston's part. But 4:28. Wow,
Curry's not in the game though.
that's insane. Why? Ugh,
I don't
that's
know.
absurd. I don't know. Maybe he's
You
injured.
see him?
I don't know. No, I don't got it on. I should put it on
I'm
the
looking at the
laptop.
game. I don't see
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, we
I
could
don't see
catch
him,
the
man.
end of this.
The bench came back. That's Moody.
That's insane, though. But again, just to recap that, listen, Democratic or Republican or Independent, I don't care what the hell you are. If you're not rolling your eyes at some of this stuff, if you're not really paying attention, it's affecting all of us. Whether you're Democratic or Republican, there's no favors, there's no sides here. It's a crazy time to be alive, and people need to wake up and really understand what's going on, especially people of color in this climate. You are being picked up off the street. You are being picked up out of your homes and sent to countries that you don't even have any relation to outside of your heritage. People literally born in the United States being deported to countries they've never been to. How the hell is that happening? By masked men that don't identify as ICE or NYPD or whatever the hell it is.
Crazy, bro.
All right.
Real Gestapo shit, bro.
Real and frank
Gestapo
shit, okay? Like, this is, we are living in these times. We need to wake the hell up. I know we're over here talking about sports, but
justify it. You saw the MAGA people Photoshop his hand on the internet to justify it, and then Trump used that picture. He had tattoos on his hand. Then somebody Photoshop MS-13 on top of
yes.
that.
And he said that it had
and then he got
MS-13 on
mad.
it. Yeah,
He got
yeah,
mad when
yeah,
that dude fact checked him. He said, "Yo, someone picked you. The person who picked you to this interview really thought highly of you, and I thought highly of you. I thought giving you an opportunity because you never had an opportunity like this in your life. You would do the right thing." That's what he said to him when he fact checked him.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh man, it's insane, bro. Anyway,
the truth will not be celebrated, my son. My dad once said.
Anyway, man, I think that's it for me tonight, bro. I don't know about you. Do you wanna hit any other subjects as we end the nightcap?
I don't think we missed anything of what we wanted to do. We've been gone 2 weeks. We missed a lot of ball games, but we got to the good stuff, to the meat and potatoes.
We got to the good stuff. I'm trying to think.
Maddie B, guys, 2 days. Maddie B runs, or 3 days. Maddie B runs this 50-mile trek. He didn't mention it. I will.
Thank you.
Maddie B is gonna run 50 miles. This guy is gonna run 50 miles in 18 hours, in an 18-hour stretch, and he's gonna report back to us because we don't know when we're gonna do another show. If we don't do a show tomorrow, Maddie's gonna be preparing. I wouldn't expect him to. I want him to get in the zone, and then he's gonna do this run, and he's gonna be out. His thighs are gonna be like this, and whatever.
Yeah,
nipples are gonna be torn off. Nipples are gonna be torn off, bro. Runners know. So, but the raw nipples.
The raw nips. Don't worry, I'll have it. What really is worrying me, I got an email today from the race coordinator, is that we are expecting bad weather, and not good, not even like remotely. Like, we are talking severe thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. So
you are a warrior, man.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be something else. It's gonna be an experience of a lifetime. 6 a.m. that gun goes off.
So you have till midnight.
I will be in the dark. I have till midnight. Yeah.
You can really do damage. Just try to do your damage, bro, early.
Well,
without
that
killing
might be the
yourself.
play,
You don't
right?
wanna burn
Yeah,
out.
yeah, that might be the play.
But
It
get
really is.
serious, so when that first storm comes, you can really get under shit and get your mind right.
No doubt
All right, I
about
got
it.
this. So you're not behind April. Like, how am I gonna do this? Oh.
I mean, right now,
you're gonna go through so many emotions.
Oh
and,
yeah,
what a
oh yeah,
roller
crying,
coaster.
bleeding, yeah, happy, sad, yeah, I'm sure, yeah,
Everything,
yeah,
bro. Triumphant.
yeah. I bought
You wanna
myself.
quit.
I went to a new dispensary near my job today. I bought myself 2 packs of gummies. I got 100 milligram gummies. All right, gonna bring that with me along for the race as well. I'm preparing, bro. We got all the food. I got the ramen. We're gonna do Dorothy's making dumplings. It's gonna be good,
All right, man.
It's gonna be good. Just I'm worried
Tell
about
Dorothy
this
I said what's
weather.
up, man.
But
Yeah, me too.
I have, I'm very confident that I can do it. My confidence has been growing. My last few runs have been really
I
great.
know
You're
gonna do it. I know in
Yeah.
my heart. I know it.
Yeah.
But I also know you're gonna pay the price.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Man, you're gonna pay. But guess what? That is the best part.
Right. Yeah.
Knowing that you paid the price and what you got for it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, the paying the price part, when you're taking the dollars out, oh man, it hurts. Figuratively and literally.
It's gonna be an experience of a lifetime. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm grateful for all the people that have made it happen. You yourself, you were. I probably the core inspiration to my running journey.
Man, it means a lot, man.
You
see me, I'm on it.
And here I am 2.5 years later running my first ultra marathon. I can't really thank you enough. And then the other supporters in my life as well, man. I mean, I had a lot of people that donated money to a great cause for this race. So not only am I running a race, but I'm running for a cause, and it's a cause that means a lot to me. All this money that was donated, by the way, I think we're up at like $550. So thank you to all the donations, to all the people that did donate. This all the money goes out to the Mohonk Preserve and just the conservation of this area that I will be running in and partaking in. And outside of doing this event, I do go there a lot. I hike in that area quite often, a couple of times a year, in fact. I got married there, so it's the place is near and dear to my heart, and I just can't wait. Hopefully, the skies open up and it's good weather. Temperature-wise, it's good, but with that rain, you never know, man. So, it's like in the 60s in terms of temperature-wise. So you gotta love that, right? That's like prime time, but. The thunderstorms, But hey, this is part of the journey. It's not like your regular road marathon. It's a whole different culture. It's a whole, outlaws, hippies.
It
just,
sounds like, I don't
it's
know, easier, man, because it's 2 marathons.
So supposedly, man, the trail
Sound like it
running
might be- it could be
community,
easier, though.
the trail running community will tell you, like the guy that I talked to, bro, this guy
He said
runs,
it's easier than a marathon?
bro, the guy that I talked to, he runs 70 miles a week, all right? And he's been kind of coaching me up the last month. And he's like, when I told him I ran 2 road marathons like in the last year, he's like, wow.
He's like, fucking good.
He's like, you're great. Yeah, and especially because I just ran one recently, and he's like, considering the time that I gave him, he was like, oh man, you're fine. Like I've heard people say that like trail running, like ultras are like the 3, like say 26 miles a full marathon on the road. They say like 75 miles on the trail is easier than that, which is like crazy. Like almost 3 times the amount of a road mileage.
First of all,
I was like, that's
you're
insane.
not pounding the concrete.
Yeah.
Number 1. So your knees are better.
For sure.
Number 2, the time.
Yeah.
That, because you're doing the marathon, you're doing the road marathon in 4 hours.
Right. Yeah. And this is much more relaxed.
18,
this is much
you do
more
half
choice.
of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You could do, so we could say theoretically, you could really walk for 15 miles, man.
Yes, you could.
12 miles.
Yeah,
You
you're
could
right.
really
You're
walk.
right. Like a
And
good
still-
15, 20 maybe even. Yeah, if you're fast
Right.
enough. If you're fast enough, yeah. You're right. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
them first couple miles,
Yeah.
I wouldn't run for a minute. And then,
I would
then you can start
honestly
going.
slow out the
I'm not
gate.
saying do a
Slow out the gate.
marathon, do 26 of those. But if you got it in you, I'm not saying do it early. But in the middle, you could do the 26 or do 18.
Well,
in
it's
the middle.
really interesting because like the
Like
first,
you said, your man said, break it in parts. 15,
right,
15,
right.
15.
I was just
and a
about to
5 mile
say,
cool down, right?
Yeah.
A 5 mile cool down, right?
Right. I was just about to say because like the first leg, bro, like
Or
the
2.5
first leg,
mile warm up, 2.5 mile cool down.
Yeah.
15, 15, 15.
Yeah. The first leg of the race consists of 13 miles, and you gain about 1,400 feet in elevation in the first 13 miles.
So yeah, that means you got to go back down eventually.
Now, right, which you could now pick up some good speed, and you could do your thing. Now, for reference, the New York
So that
City.
means you're gonna walk. You could walk up.
Sure.
Or
Oh yeah,
up.
walk up. Yeah, you slow run
later,
up.
you're gonna fucking fly down that shit.
Fly down. Yeah.
Don't
We just
fucking
gotta be
28 down
careful.
that.
Just
go
gotta be
20 feet,
careful
don't get
because
hurt.
you're also on the trail. There's
Don't get hurt.
boulders, there's rocks. If it's raining, that's a whole nother thing too. So it might slow us down.
You gotta be
a little,
ready for that, man. Get them
Yeah.
Get some socks
but-
at the station, whatever.
Oh, I got a bunch of shit, bro. I got gaiters that go over your shoes to protect water and rocks from getting in your shoes.
You good to go then.
I got, changes of socks. I mean, a whole nine. It's gonna be, it's a whole nine. I'm gonna have rain gear. I'm gonna definitely bring some rain gear just in case it's like really bad. I'm super well prepared. But I was gonna say that first leg is 1,400 feet in elevation gain. For reference, the New York City Marathon in total is 1,900 feet in elevation gain. 1,900 feet for 26 miles.
You're doing 14 in the first leg.
I'm doing 14 in the first 13 miles. All right. Now there's each leg. There's 4 legs. Each leg does about 1,400 to 1,500 feet in elevation gain. So
it's not around it. It's not around and back.
It is and it isn't. Like the start and finish are at the same, but I believe ultimately it's all a loop. It's just
a circle.
It's like one big, but it's like it's not a circle. If you're looking at it out on the map, it's zigzagging. It's trails, bro. So I'm zigzagging. I'm zigzagging. It's not. But it's a point A to point B, essentially. Yes. Or no. Point A to point B would be not a loop. Would be just an out and back. It's how is it you described it as a point ABC, ABCD? Yeah. It's a loop trail. It's a loop trail, but again, you're talking, almost 5,000 feet in elevation gain, bro. So that's significant. That's 4 times than a New York City Marathon gets. And, so then again, for me, somebody that goes hiking a lot, I'm used to that. Like I do that type of elevation in a day. So, I think I'll be all right. My coach seems to be very confident in me. And I just think I'll be vibing. I'll be vibing out there, man. There's going to be other newbies doing it for the first time. We're all going to band together and try. That's what happens with these types of things. It's you kind of just you all just combine forces and try to do this thing. I'm sure I'm going to make a friend or two. It's going to be
that energy will pass on to you.
Hell yeah, it's just whether or not my body decides to fail me at some point.
It'll be there. It'll be there. It's just going to be hurting later.
Yeah, no doubt.
You're going to give us a full report.
Yes.
Next time we see you.
Well, I'm off on Monday, and I'll be back home, so I can definitely commit to doing a show on Monday. If you're available. Either way, I could come on solo, but if you're available, bro, we could definitely make that happen. So, I'll probably sleep in a little bit, but I think I'll be ready to go. I mean, listen, it ends a Saturday night, so I'm staying at the Airbnb. We're coming back Sunday afternoon. So, I should be, Monday rolls around, Monday afternoon, I should be feeling like myself again, and hopefully by Tuesday I'm ready to go back to work, but Monday I could definitely follow up with a report on that. I mean, you definitely follow the social guys if you guys are interested. I'll be putting some information out there. I'm sure while I'm out there running, I'll probably even do some stories on my personal page.
You're gonna be walking half the time.
Right. So, I'll be,
yeah.
Matthew will be throwing out some content out there for you guys.
Yeah.
Without further ado, folks, this is going to wrap up episode 17. Just want to big shout out again to all the followers on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. Can't thank you enough for the support. Really starting to feel a lot of momentum, not only with the sports show, but with Mental Mondays. It's becoming my favorite part of the week. Having you guys join in on the conversation, whether it be live or in post, has just been not only rewarding, but therapeutic. And, I just want to continue. I just want to continue it, and I want to continue the momentum. 500 subscribers on YouTube. It's a big that's a big... I didn't even think that was possible in this short of a time period. So, just, again, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And, let's keep this going, man. Keep showing up. It's a beautiful thing. Basketball, baseball, everything going on. We're going to be breaking it down. Hopefully, the Knicks find a way to close it out tomorrow night. Again, I won't... hey, I know. Probably not happening.
Pistons money line.
Pistons.
Amin Thompson, over rebounds, over points.
Right.
Book it.
You heard it. You heard it first, folks. All right.
There's your 3 leg.
There you go. That's a beautiful thing. Well, for those of you that are still here, again, thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And without further ado, until next time, folks, keep showing up.
Broadcasting from the capital of sports, it's the Matty B Show. Right here on Epis Sports Radio. Matty B on Epis Sports Radio.
Swung on and into the air. To deep right center. That ball is high. That is far. It is gone. Very deep is right. Hits one deep to left field. Headley back near the wall. It's in the air. The Mets win the ball game. A 60-point game for Cody Bryant. By 3.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We appreciate you. We love you. I know you said we're going live at 10. You can play back the whole episode on YouTube and Twitch. Keep showing up. Until next time.